Good morning. I'm Mark Rice-Schoen. I'm the Senior Wellness Director here at the Mount Desert Island YMCA, and I am honored, privileged, and just having fun sharing with you one of my current passions. It's such a wonderful experience. It's so good for your body, your immune system, your mental health, and it's, of course, I'm talking about Tai Chi. Now, you don't need to wear a uniform. There's no special clothing. There's really just an opportunity for you to move into it with a relaxed mind and spirit. And before long, with a little bit of consistent practice, you'll notice things starting to improve. So the question becomes, especially if you've done some research on it, your doctor perhaps said, hey, let's have you give Tai Chi a try. Well, how do you find a good Tai Chi school? How do you find the right form? How are you going to memorize all those movements? Well, there's a lot of ways for people to come into this form. And so I'm going to be doing a series of introductory lessons on a very simple form most people can pick up fairly soon. It was designed that way, but what's wonderful about it is it takes essential and foundational moves from one of the most popular styles of Tai Chi across the entire world, the Yang family Tai Chi, in 8 simple forms, which are positions you put your body into. Some of them have more than one step, but it's something that you can do in a small space like your living room or in front of your television. And it's not a terrible strain on having to try to remember all the choreography. It'll come, it'll flow. And with these videos, you can simply follow along. I will be doing a little bit of instruction, and I will also provide a front view of the form and a back view of the form so that you can hit rewind and practice. You can put freeze. Now, truth in advertising. I've been teaching Tai Chi for about 2.5 years. It's something I have a passion for. I've been teaching physical skills for 20, going on 25 years now. But I am no way near a master. I am getting there. I'm learning things every day. So this is a learning process for me, and I will share that learning process with you for you. And if it's something that you like, check the MDI YMCA website or contact me, wellness@mdiymca.org, and I would be absolutely delighted to tell you more information about both virtual and in-person Tai Chi classes that you can access. So the name of this form is the Yang 8. I will simply demonstrate the entire form, and then we'll see about learning some of the opening moves. Okay, that was a short form. You saw that it took maybe one step that way and one step that way, and a little bit of turning back and forth. So in terms of space, it's it's brilliant. I will often do this when I'm waiting for my coffee to perk in the morning. So it's a wonderful practice, and it's a great introduction because some of these moves you'll find in the longer forms. The Young family long form has 103 of these moves in it, and you'll see the ones we just did here often repeated. So when we begin our practice, we have a number of principles and ideas, but that's for things way down the line. For right now, just think of letting yourself relax, but yet feel as though your head is floating up off of your spine. Your tailbone isn't forced under, but it's just lightly turned so that the combination of kind of letting your head float up and your tailbone tuck slightly creates a little bit of space in your spine. We also want to try to be upright and centered. And you'll notice that the movements are reasonably slow. So there's an idea of yin and yang in this, empty and full. Yin being empty, yang being full. So one leg becomes full, which means this leg is empty and I can step out with it and shift weight. So this shifting of weight is part of the benefit. The controlled slow movements helps with your mind as you can focus, and as you begin to get familiar with the moves and the movement and music perhaps, you'll notice that your breathing then becomes deeper and slower, and that'll actually stimulate something we call the relaxation response. So it's a multifaceted way to approach overall health. Now, in any of the forms, we generally start with our feet together, and we kind of do a mental check. We do a scan of our body, our alignment. We also do a scan of our inner body. By that I mean, am I stressed? Am I worried about a report that's due, or the pandemic, or the political situation? Can I let that just go for a moment? Consciously, without force, slow my breathing down. Now here is an exercise that's a foundational move in Tai Chi that you could actually do in the grocery store. Say you will go over to Hannaford's and you're waiting in line. Simply shift your weight. Right now, if you're standing here with me, let your mind be aware of what's going on with your feet. Can you feel an equal pressure on both sides? Can you feel your heel in the ball of the foot? Are the pressures there equal, or are you too far forward or backwards? So find that balance point. Now, almost imperceptibly, let the weight all flow down into your right leg. And you then have an emptiness. You may even find when you shift that weight, and it can be subtle, that just by shifting the weight, you can see my heel comes off the ground just the tiniest bit. From here, with all the weight in this leg, and this leg empty, we can pick it up with little effort and let it float out to about shoulder width. The ball of the foot touches down. We let the whole foot engage the floor. Now notice it's still empty. If you came in, blew on it or pushed it, it just floats away. Okay? So once we've connected to the floor, mindfully, consciously, we shift our weight back to the center. Beautiful. Now, let your mind go again to your feet. How do they feel? Do you feel the center? Beautiful. So that move, that opening move, you can do it as a little bit of an exercise. Shift the weight. Do you find the center? Continue shifting the weight. Do you feel the emptiness? A metaphor people like to use is like sand in an hourglass, shifting from one to the other. I like to think of it as a pitcher, two pitchers of water. One is half full. Both of them are half full. So as we shift and we pour the contents of this into here, this one becomes full, this one becomes empty, so we can do things with it. We could step back in perhaps. We can pour the full pitcher into this leg, and now it's full, which means we have this empty foot we can do something with. Okay, so there's a little exercise you can do throughout the day. Just a gentle shifting and being aware of what's going on with your body. Now to do the first, I'll introduce the first movements to you in this video, and then I will do the form one more time, front and actually a back view, so you can get a feel for which directions the thing moves. But I don't want to overwhelm you in one video. So the first thing we do is we step out, we shift our weight after aligning ourselves. Let ourselves recenter. Now here, we're going to gently let our arms rise up. But it's almost like it's too much effort to bring it up. We have saggy elbows. We have elbows that want to drop. Our wrists aren't just floppy, but they're not rigid either. So it's something like that. Now, as we push back down, we're going to lead this drop by letting our elbows sink, which pulls our hands in. So notice as we rise up, it comes up away from your body and here. And now as we sink, it comes back and down. So there's a bit of an oval shape. Can you see that? And then one last little complication, we tie our breathing to it. So back at the beginning, we take a step, we take a nice deep breath. We step out on the out breath. We recenter. Take a breath as we rise. And as we sink back down, we exhale. Whew. Now again, that's kind of a fine point. So just breathe naturally. Now when you do pull yourself down to sink, your knees are going to bend slightly. Your whole body, it's as if you're letting your whole body just sink down into the ground, letting the ground accept the gravity of your weight, or the ground's gravity accepting your weight. Okay? Whew. Nice. Okay, and the hands end up down here around the hip, out in front just a little bit. Now from there, we're going to let our arms swing. We're going to turn our body a little bit. Our hands are basically going to come up at a 45-degree angle, like we're saying, hey, welcome, or, hallelujah, yay. But we're going to twist our body. So one hand is out here and one hand's in front. Okay, so it's an optical illusion. It happens, the arms are basically going up and down. They don't move this way too much, a little bit, but we turn. Okay, now, when we do this, and let me just do it from a different angle. We step out, recenter, arms rise on the in-breath, We sink on the out breath. We turn to the right, and the hands circle up into that 45 degrees. So one hand is pointing out and one hand straight. That hand folds. And then as we turn back, it's like we're pulling this side of the body, and that hand's going to drop in right towards our belly as this one comes past our ear and pushes out. Ha! Okay. Nice. Now from here, we've pulled back. We're actually twisted a little bit. And then this left hand then sweeps out and around, and we do the same thing. So the lower body has stepped out, and it's just kind of feeling the weight, and we turning at the waist. Our hands in this movement are doing most of the work. Okay, we call this move Repulse Monkey. As if you're saying, whoa, hold on, stop, wait. I see you, but I have things to do right now. In the meditation world, they often talk about monkey mind, where you sit to meditate. And as soon as you do, you start thinking about the grocery list on the refrigerator. Did I turn the stove off? That's a big one. Did I remember to take out the trash? You know, all those kinds of things. And those thoughts right there are just a typical thing. We call that monkey mind. The mind just goes like crazy, like a little monkey. So repulse monkey, you can either visualize a friendly little group of monkeys just kind of coming towards you and you're going, whoa, slow, hang back. You too, hang back. Repulse monkey. Okay, let's do that again. Now I'm going to do it from a couple of angles. So we're both facing the front of the room. You're facing the screen and I'm facing our Y logo. Checking my alignment, letting my leg sink, picking up the weight, stepping out, repositioning. Arms gently rise. Elbows sink, drawing the hands back, and we sink, letting the arms sink down. Turning at the waist, hands come up, palms up, turning to the front or twisting from right to left. One hand pushes over the other. The one that was in front comes down right by your belly button. And now I've turned 45 degrees that way. So this hand comes up. Whew. And then we're going to turn again. Now, we could just make this an exercise. In fact, that's what I recommend. Just back and forth. Breathing out on the push. Breathing in as we withdraw, as we gather. Right here. Of course, the form moves on from there. Okay? Now, so that's the commencement to Repulse Monkey. That's what I'll title this little video for you. Just in case you want to find more information on the Yang 8, there's plenty of it out there. Contact me, wellness@mbiymca.org. On behalf of the YMCA, I have a Tai Chi specific Facebook page. It's called Tai Chi Main Style. It features the YMCA channel and is featured on our YMCA Facebook. There's a YouTube channel at the same name. And there I put a lot of the resources, a lot of other instructional videos on how to pursue Tai Chi. So Yang 8, I will face away from you so you can practice with me as if you were in my class and just following along. And we'll go through the whole movement. So you can, just so you can see it, you can follow along if you'd like. I'll try to go slow enough so it's not too terribly difficult, but each video that comes out after this will include a little bit more instruction until we get the whole form under our belt. We sink, we step, our commencement, turning to the right, arms rise up in a move called Repulse Monkey. Breathing out as we press forward. Breathing in as our arm flies up. Breathing out. Now from here, the right hand comes up and we shift our weight, turning to the left. One hand comes over the other and we have that empty step. We step out and we do what's called a ward off. Oh, I did that wrong. Let's go back. Let's do it again. And this is not unlike my class. Like I said, I'm a student along with you. So let's try that one more time. We step out. Repulse Monkey. Now what we're going to do is call a move called brush knee with a push. Notice as I step out, my left hand, as I turn my body, flies over the top of my knee, and my other hand pushes forward. I shift my weight back, letting my left hand come up. My right hand just floats. As I step out and turn, my right hand brushes knee and pushes. Shifting the weight back. Here's a beautiful move coming up. We circle around and we do what's called embracing the move. And we step out, and this is called parting the wild horse's mane. We simply do a little bit of a turn, which I'll teach you shortly. Parting wild horse's mane. Now, one of the most wonderful moves to practice is right here. It's called wave hands like clouds. There's a little bit of a stepping sequence here that's different than most forms, simply so that we can keep it in a smaller space. The hands are designed to just drift across in a very cloud-like fashion. Now here's a little bit of a chance to balance, and you don't have to go very high. But this one-legged stance is called golden pheasant or golden rooster, stands on one foot. Then, because this was a martial art after all, there's a little bit of a heel kick off into one corner. Foot comes down, and we do a heel kick to the other corner. Now stepping so that I'm going to be facing that way, I go into my embracing the moon, and here's what I tried to do before. Ward off. And there's a little turn, a little deflection, hands roll back. They fold over for another press. And there's a little pull, a little retreat, and a little push. Those movements all combined is called grasping the sparrow's tail. So grasping the sparrow's tail to this side, to the left, looks like this. I know it looks like 4 moves. Yeah, we technically only count it as 1, so that is why we only have an 8-move form here. And then we cross our hands, uncross, let them sink, step back in to close the form. Again, I'm Mark Reichon, Wellness Director, Senior Wellness Director at the Mount Desert Island YMCA. For more information, call the Y or contact me either through Facebook, which I monitor quite regularly, or email wellness@mdiymca.org. Thank you for watching this. More to follow, I promise.